Every time you've ever paid for a $30 service fee to buy a $50 concert ticket, you weren't getting ripped off by accident. You were getting ripped off by design.
A federal jury has found Live Nation and its subsidiary Ticketmaster have been operating as a monopoly in violation of federal and state laws.
A federal jury just confirmed what artists have been screaming since the 1990s. And the story of how we got here goes back way further than you would think. Ticketmaster started in 1976, a small ticketing company out of Phoenix, Arizona. For the first 20 years, it was just a ticketing service. Then it started buying venues, then promoters. Then in 2010, it merged with Live Nation, the biggest concert promoter in the world. And just like that, one company controlled who can tour, where they can play, and how much fans had to pay to get in. That's not competition, that's monopoly. And the government let it happen. Here's how complete this control was. Live Nation controlled approximately 78% of large amphitheaters in the United States. Ticketmaster handled about 86% of primary ticket sales at major venues. And internally, Ticketmaster employees admitted, and I'm quoting directly from their emails, turned a blind eye as a matter of policy to ticket broker misbehavior. This wasn't an accident, it was a system. When Taylor Swift's Eras Tour crashed Ticketmaster's entire system. Millions of fans was locked out. Ticket prices exploded on resale markets. The Senate held hearings, and for the first time, a massive mainstream audience started asking, how did one company get so much power? But artists has been asking that question for 30 years. Here's what most people don't know. In 1994, 28 years before Taylor Swift, Pearl Jam filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Justice about Ticketmaster.
One of the country's hottest rock bands went before Congress Thursday to explain why it's not playing any concerts this summer.
A complaint was filed by the band last month against Ticketmaster with the Justice Department's Antitrust Division, alleging the company holds a monopoly position, where members of Congress wanted to hear about their beef with the nation's largest ticket distribution firm, Ticketmaster.
This summer, we just decided that, we didn't want the ticket prices to be over $20.
Many Pearl Jam fans are teenagers who do not have the money to pay $30 or more that it's often charged for tickets today.
Pearl Jam wanted to cap its ticket price at $20, asking Ticketmaster to limit its service charge to $1.80. The band says the stalemate that resulted has kept them off the road this summer.
There is no price competition among various ticket services.
Aerosmith urges this committee in Congress to restrain Ticketmaster's monopoly.
Pearl Jam's performance on Capitol Hill primarily served to turn up the volume on the growing public debate over ticket prices.
They tried to tour without them. Venues refused to work with them. The DOJ investigated and then dropped the case. Therefore, the system didn't change, it just got bigger and bigger. The Biden administration filed the original lawsuit in May 2024. 39 states and the District of Columbia joined. The trial began March 2nd, 2026. At this time, we have a new President Trump and his Department of Justice. Then something strange happened midway through. The Department of Justice settled with Live Nation on its own for $280 million. Senators from both parties were furious. 34 state attorney generals refused to settle and kept fighting. On April 15, 2026, the jury came back. Live Nation lost on every single count. The jury found that consumers were overcharged $1.72 per ticket. You're looking somewhere in the range of $800 million to over $1 billion annually in illegal charges. Across the full span of time covered in the lawsuit, the total figure could realistically be in the tens of billions of dollars. Now, the judge could order Live Nation to totally separate from Ticketmaster entirely. That would be the biggest structural breakup of a media company since AT&T was broken up in 1984. A poll found that 60% of Americans support breaking them up. The music industry has been waiting for this moment for decades. This isn't just a legal story. Artists have been sounding the alarm for years. Bruce Springsteen, Jack White, and dozens of others publicly criticized Ticketmaster's fee practices. And it wasn't just artists. Fans have been angry for a generation. Every service charge, every convenience fee, those weren't just bad business practice. They were illegal. And this is not the first time the music industry has been caught running an illegal system. In the 1950s and 60s, Payola, paying radio stations to play certain records, was rampant. The major labels were investigated for price fixing on CDs.
Now, there's no way to guarantee a hit, But if someone were able to determine what records were to be played and influence the likes and dislikes of the potential buyers, that person would be in a very powerful position in the industry.
Artists have spent the entire history of this industry fighting to keep a fair share of what they create. The Ticketmaster verdict is the latest chapter in a story that is as old as the music business itself. As a Grammy Award-winning performing musician, 4-time Grammy nominee in 4 different genres, I have lived in this industry. I have seen firsthand how broken the system is. This verdict is a long overdue win, not just for artists, but for every single fan of music. The hope now is that this is not the end of the conversation. The faster this industry gets fixed, the better it is for everyone who loves music and the people who make it. But the fight is not over. Live Nation has said it plans to appeal. The next phase? Deciding what Live Nation may actually be forced to do is still ahead. And even if the breakup happens, it could take years. But for the first time in decades, there has been a real legal finding that the system was broken. Will this finally lead to a music industry that works better for the people who actually make the music and the people that pay to hear it? If this is the music reporting you've been waiting for, then hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next video.